This is a Headgum podcast.
Hello and welcome to Perfect Person, the show where I'm perfect and you're a person. I have been worrying lately.
About what?
Mostly about my heart, even though I know it's fine.
I know. And then you were telling me...
Yeah.
Wait, I kind of didn't get introduced.
Sorry. It's still in the first 10 seconds of the show.
Sorry. Well,
I'm sorry. Excuse me. I didn't get introduced. You on the news. You go on a news interview show and they're like, hello, welcome. It is 11 o'clock. And you're like, sorry. Hi, I didn't get introduced.
Sorry,
they're like, yeah, well, typically we say our names.
I'm really sorry.
And then we say like the breaking headlines and then we introduce the guest.
I was just like, everyone's like, well, who's this woman? And I was like,
Do you really think that the audience of this show is like, who's this woman?
Maybe.
My wife,
I don't
the
know.
person I talk about so much, who's been on you've been on the show like 6 times.
Well, you never know. And I like an introduction.
That's right.
You know, it's like when you're meeting friends and people don't introduce you. I'm always the one that has to be like, okay, fine. Hi, I'm Sarah. You know, I'll do the labor. I thought I was helping out. I'll do the labor of it. No one likes.
Excuse me, I didn't get you at a party in a group of friends. Sorry, looks like no one's willing to introduce me, but I'm Sarah. I'm the cute one of the group.
Sorry. And I know, and it's even worse because I interrupted you as you were talking about your heart.
Sure. I said I've been worrying lately, and you said, I'm sorry. I'd actually like a little bit more attention than I'm receiving at this exact moment.
Yeah, I'm sorry about your heart, but also, so we're not introducing me now.
No, we just did.
Oh.
This is my lovely wife,
Thank
Sarah
you.
Bonsignore.
Thank you.
Sarah, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here.
There we go.
So where are you from, Sarah?
Stop.
Anyway, Sarah, you're on the show because obviously you're a fan favorite. The audience loves you. And also because you're a perfect person that I wanted to be here by my side, taking calls, making people's lives better. What qualifies you as a perfect person recently? Because obviously you've been on the show many times. But what are you trying that's sort of a new life philosophy that's shaking things up like a little milkshake?
Well,
okay.
No, I was just thinking, I'm working on this thing in therapy, which I haven't even told you about.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What are you working on?
So much. I was like, oh God, there's a lot I need to
You're
work
like,
on.
I have this terrible husband.
No. I actually never talk about you.
Honestly, that's good.
Well,
I mean,
sometimes I talk about you, but mostly not. Mostly it's like,
I feel like that's actually a sign of that's fine. I'm fine with that.
yeah, no. I mean, I do complain about you sometimes, but
As you should.
Yeah, mostly it's like trying to deal with like, you know, like my ADHD, my procrastination, and like, you know,
you have this
getting
stuff?
shut up,
Yeah,
getting dysregulated, things like that. Stuff that like I was kind of like rolled my eyes at my whole life. I'm like, whatever, you know, like buck up. But I'm like, why is it hard for me to do certain things? I actually had this really embarrassing moment with a therapist where I was like, I don't think she gets me. What?
You don't think she gets you?
Well, no, I think she's good. She just, so I was telling her kind of like, I guess, you know what? It's good. She's not, you know, buying my bullshit, but like, I'm trying to, basically what I'm working on is like, mind wise, I keep being like, you know, that's stupid. Like, you know, why are you worrying about that? Or why are you feeling like a failure? All those different things.
Yeah.
Like, Sarah, talk yourself out of it. Like that CBT thing of like, you know, or CB, whatever, something.
It's the CBD.
Cognitive behavioral therapy, whatever. Yeah, CBT. You know, like actually, why are you jumping to thinking you're a failure? There's all these other things. Like you did great. But she's really like, you need to do that in your body. So like somatically.
Interesting.
So it's like trying to like, and then when I'm like really bad procrastination, I have anxiety and I'm like, I don't want to start the work. And so I like will like talk and chat and make and, you know, do a bunch of stuff instead of starting the work. And she's like, because it's uncomfortable. So like I'm trying to do like some exercises to calm my body somatically down.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. So to calm, to regulate your system. Is it the like similar in the world of like put an ice pack on your chest if you're having a panic attack?
Kind of. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
like calm your system down. And then like, because
people didn't know that. That's the thing you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Calming some sort of nerve, the vagus nerve.
Yeah.
It's a nerve that makes you want to gamble.
Yeah.
But
but I was telling her how sometimes when I'm at a party, and you know this, I don't know how to end a conversation sometimes.
Yeah. I always just go to the bathroom.
I know, but sometimes it doesn't work. And I can see they want out of the conversation. And I also want out of the conversation. But I don't know how to get out of the conversation. So I talk more.
Right.
And then
you're doubling down.
I
Where
know.
are you from? Oh, what's work like? Actually?
Yeah, exactly. And I thought it was like kind of like funny. And she was so serious. She was like, I was like, and then I like keep chatting. And she was like, interesting.
You're doing a little 1-2 punch. You're like, then I keep chatting.
Yeah. She was like,
you're deeply unwell.
Yeah, basically. And I was like, she's like, interesting. And this is new. And I was like, oh my God. Like, it's just like a funny little thing I do. Jesus.
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, you're trying to make your therapist kind of like laugh and like you and be endeared to you. And she's sort of.
Yeah.
She's not hip.
Down with it.
She's not down to clown.
Yeah.
I know. I got to find a therapist. I got lots of stuff to say. Thoughts, all my thoughts.
About me?
No, I would never. Okay. I would never complain about you. No, I don't
You're
know.
the least of my worries. Okay,
Yeah.
I have a lot of things up here.
I actually am thinking about all types of stuff. My brain is like a 4-dimensional chess.
It's so huge. Yeah,
it's so big that I'm thinking
you wouldn't even
about,
get it.
I'm thinking about society. Oh, that's kind of we go to work. Oh, and then we come home from work.
Depressing.
That's interesting. We work more than we are alive. Really, 9 to 5.
Well, not me.
Well, not you. But you are raising our child right now.
That's work.
Yeah, which is sincerely work. I mean, you can't like go to the bathroom typically unless you sort of bring him and put him on the floor.
Yeah.
He is a little seat.
Yeah.
That he sits in while you.
He thinks it's funny when I go to the bathroom.
He thinks it's funny?
Yeah.
That's great. Body humor.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah, it's an absolute delight to have you on.
Thank
you. You're looking fresh. You're looking fun. And it's about time that we take some calls. As people know, if you like the show, consider rating and subscribing it on whatever platform you're consuming it on, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. And if you love the show, consider joining us on Patreon, where we have extended ad-free versions of every single episode, including this one where Sarah nagged me for cleaning our bedroom. As well as bonus episodes every single Friday. Most recently, I called a bunch of my friends to ask them if I looked good in a hat. And most of them said I wasn't pulling it off, you included.
Oh, thank God.
I know. It's a hat. I'm trying to figure out if I'm a hat guy. And I think I could be, but not with the hat that Sarah is thinking about. And if you want to know what the hat looks like, you're going to have to go to the Patreon to figure it out.
Yeah, it's not good, guys.
Well, Sarah, let's get to the phone lines here to sort of fix everyone's lives.
Okay. Yay.
We have a voicemail here from someone who has an ex.
Hi, Miles. So my question is, I recently found out that I'm still logged in on my ex's Hulu account, and I'm wondering if you think it's ethical for me to still use his account. All right, hope you call me back.
Interesting.
Yeah, of course.
Well, it depends on how they broke up. To me, I'm like, that is sort of pivotal details.
No, it's all free.
It's all free?
I would give a stranger my password.
Okay, so let's say you're dating somebody and they're like, I love you, Sarah. And you're like, sorry, I actually want to date your friend. You start hooking up with the friend. You're still logged into that Hulu. You think it's fine for you to keep watching The Bear?
Well, yeah, because he could just change the password.
So you think that under any circumstances, it's on him to change the password?
Yeah, maybe he's not using it that much.
I'm going to need some more details here.
Hello?
Hello, you called Perfect Person, and I'm here to call you back about your Hulu conundrum.
Stop, Miles. Oh, my God.
Hello, I'm here with Sarah Bonsignore, my lovely wife.
Hey.
Sarah! Oh, my my God. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Oh my God, this is so exciting.
We're going to need a couple more details on what is going on in your situation and also how you broke up with said ex.
Okay, so we broke up. Stop, my heart is racing right now. That's crazy. So we broke up like a little over a year ago. It was kind of like, it was tough because, you know, I still loved him and stuff, but I just felt like he wasn't like the one.
Mm-hmm.
Why not, if I may?
I don't know. Just like, I don't know. He was a little like immature. I kind of feel like he had some like growing to do. I don't know. I started to feel more like platonic towards him, I think, than romantic. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just know.
Sometimes it's just ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah. And we were already dating for like over 2 years at that point. So it was a long relationship, but yeah, I just like started to not really feel it.
Oh, so it was like mutual?
So it seems like it was, it seems like you broke up with him, no?
Yeah. I broke up with him. So it was kind of tough. And it was weird because we tried to stay friends, but it didn't really work because he was like so in love with me, and it it was kind of like messy for a little while. But then so I finally like cut it off completely. About a year ago now.
And so since that last year, you've been sort of hopping on Hulu and kind of scrolling and watching your favorite shows and movies. So
I didn't even realize that I was still logged in until like a couple months ago. I just went on my TV and went on Hulu randomly, and it like said his name, and I was like, oh my God, I'm still logged in. But I didn't do anything about it because I just felt weird. I wasn't sure what to do. Last night, I looked at his account again because, you know, the whole Netflix thing, now I can't share my account with my parents anymore.
Right.
So I checked on Hulu, and the first time I looked, like a few months ago, it looked like he didn't really use it. But now, when I looked last night, he had all these like shows in his continue watching, and a lot of shows that I like. So I was like, would it be that bad if I like watched one of them that's like already in the continue watching? So it's not like, you know, it's not like what like new show is this in, you know?
Right.
With that, this is dumb of me to ask, but if you continue to watch it, does that take him out of place for him?
Yes. So if
that's such a good question.
You know, if you're watching, what is like one of the shows?
Like New Girl, Modern Family.
Right. So if you're hopping into an episode of New Girl, he's going to be like, wait, I was one episode prior. I think I smell a rat amongst us. Yeah. I mean,
oh my God.
This is interesting because I think that like it seems like he's still, at the very least, like had an attachment to you when you guys broke up and then tried to be friends. Like what happened when you tried to be friends? Were you like, I mean, this is so classic, by the way. Everyone's like, well, we're breaking up, but like, we're obviously modern human beings and we can be friends because we know each other so well and nothing's going to be problematic about that. It's all going to be fine.
No. The only guys I've been able to be friends with after breaking up.
You just have to have a little bit of time. There has to be a buffer.
No, it's just like ones that I wasn't like, okay, what?
Ones you weren't what?
Like, like super in love. Like it never got like too serious.
But did you break up with them?
Well, I mean, like I but honestly, before you only had like one serious boyfriend. Otherwise, I kind of just dated.
Yeah, I mean, I had like a handful of girlfriends, but
there was a guy that broke my heart.
Yeah,
and I'd never talk to him again.
Yeah, like I find that the friend thing only works if you're like, look, like a little bit of time has to pass before we can continue to be friends. I think that that's like the most critical part. Because I do think it can happen. And we have like people in our friend group that like used to date and then are friends or whatever. Like, I don't know. I just feel like we do. Is that not true?
I don't know.
Maybe not dated for a long time.
It's hard. I feel like it's hard, especially when you've loved each other.
Yeah, when you've loved each other, it's hard to then.
If it's gotten serious. But people do it all the time.
It's easier when you're really young in college and stuff.
Yeah. Are you guys friends?
No, we're not currently. I mean, we're like friendly. Like he still lives in my hometown, and I live like a little bit farther away. Yeah. So like I saw him on Thanksgiving and stuff, and like gave him a hug and stuff like that. But we don't like hang out or anything, or we don't talk regularly.
So I'm struggling because I have two parts of myself right now. I'm like,
one part that wants to watch Hulu. The other part,
shut up. One part is I'm like, whatever. Like I love saving money. Like, it sucks to like, I'm like, what? I'd have to get like a new thing. I could just use this and no one's saying anything and it'd be totally fine. And maybe he won't care, whatever. And then the other side is like, will his like feelings get hurt if he sees like a show you watch? Like it's like you like,
so that
it's like you start a new show and they're like, especially maybe you're watching like The Matchmakers.
No, I actually was thinking that.
You're watching like all shows about
the Notebook.
The Notebook.
Like, it's like if I broke up with someone, or if somebody broke up with me and then they were on my Hulu account watching shit, like I would probably be like, oh, like that, like for example, this was like, I remember in college, like a college girlfriend of mine, we shared a Final Draft. We shared a Final Draft.
I've given that to so many people.
Well, you only have 2 licenses for Final Draft. Mm-hmm. And I would, every time you log into Final Draft, it tells you how many of the licenses are used. At the time, it was only 2 when I was in college. It was only 2 because you could have 2 logins on like one.
It was more expensive then, yeah.
So I just remember that like after we broke up and then like we kind of like broke up and got back together and then we kind of like broke up and it was sort of like weird and we had all these classes together and stuff and it was kind of awkward. But like I would be reminded every time I logged into my Final Draft that she was also using my Final Draft.
Yeah.
And at the time.
And were you like, oh,
kind of.
I wonder what she's writing about. No, maybe she's writing a script about me. I can see it. She's looking at the sun. Miles says, it's done. I looked at him. I said, you can't do this to me.
I wrote a short story about the experience because I was like, oh, this is a weird, like Black Mirror-y kind of like, you just see the license. It's like 2 out of 2 licenses used. And that like hurt me at the time. It was just such a funny thing.
Really? She's just like, my best friend and I are awesome. We went to the mall.
We went to the mall? Yeah. Interior mall day. Shopping
Boys,
trip.
what? I don't care. I did that guy so long ago.
Exactly.
All right. This is going to be me just being a little cheap bitch. The Hulu that you have, it's not like the really expensive one. Is it live?
Is it Hulu no ads? And you got to be honest.
I think it is.
Okay.
Okay, that's a step up. But it's not, is it Hulu Live? Because that's like $45 a month.
No. I think it's just like whatever shows they have. And I will say one thing, like I thought about like I haven't watched, and this is just yesterday, but I don't plan on watching any like new shows. Like I would stay in like whatever he's like continued watching because I wouldn't want.
Oh my God,
be,
that's
like, so
stressful
obvious.
though. That's stressful. You gotta
you
gotta let your Hulu wings expand.
You're gonna be watching The Bear. You're gonna
oh my God, this sounds stressful now. You should just be able to go to your streaming platform and watch whatever you want. Now you're like in this like box, like you're contained.
Here's what I think you actually should do.
Yeah. How much is it in a month? What, like 15?
I think it's like 17 for Hulu no ads, but I actually don't know.
That's more than I thought. That's a lot of money.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I think a fun way to do this, and this is like, if you have any interest in just sort of like quelling the fires of this relationship, it's been a year, right? Sarah keeps, by the way, taking a sip of a Celsius, being disgusted, and going back to it for another sip. It's really foul.
I gotta get the energy.
I think that you should send him a message in the recently watched by thinking of a sentence you can write backwards by watching one episode at a time.
What are you talking? What?
Hey, like, are you dating someone? And so you would start with the episode title, like start with the series title and be like, hi, it's me, or something like that. So you'd find a show called It's Me and then a show called Hi. And it's like telling a little sentence in the thing. So he goes to the thing and it's like, wait, whoa. Like, it's your name.
I'll be like, whoa, what is this?
Whoa, what is this?
You think he's going to put it together?
100%. It'll say it in like 3 consecutive. Yeah. It's like if you found it and it was like, cheers to the Modern Family. Like, it would be like, cheers to the Modern Family.
This is something romantic, though. She doesn't want to get back together with him.
Oh, that's a good point. But it'd be fun.
It would be fun and cool. I think I'm such a dum-dum, I would miss that.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, that's weird.
That's weird. Let's watch the
Bachelor.
Yeah.
I want to say that probably this person, do you know if this person's dating someone new?
Is he over you?
I highly.
You doubt it?
Not in like a bad way, but I don't know. He like it took me so long to move on too, and I was the one who broke up with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big fart noise. And I think probably, I'm going to say the sensitive part of me, knowing that this guy's probably out there, you broke up with him, he's not dating someone new, you're thriving, vibing, and doing your whole life. You're probably dating other people now at this point too, right?
Like, nothing crazy, like casual hinge dates here and there.
Yeah, you're living it up. You're a freaking big fish in a small pond. And by the way, this guy does miss you. And I think you should probably, if you're being extra sensitive, you should get Hulu with no ads.
I'm gonna just for the hell of it.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm gonna be a monster. And say,
just for the hell of it, I'm gonna be a monster. This is the type of sentence you could write. You get a show called The Movie Monster.
Oh my God.
The Movie Monster with Charlize Theron. Just for the hell of it is another show, I'm sure.
Okay, just for the hell of it, I'm gonna be a monster.
Yeah.
If he doesn't want you to watch it, then he can change the password. Keep living your life. And I think you should be able to watch whatever show you want and just don't think about it.
Yeah. Sort of not the empathetic response, but hey, that's my life.
Well,
no, but you're right. Like, he could change the password. Like, I'm sure if he thinks about it, like, he'll remember that he was logged in at some point.
A bad precedent. He is heartbroken. He's had his heart broken.
Men have ruined women
for
thousands of years. I'm sorry. We can just get one. No, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. We have to suffer and go through childbirth. I think we can use the fucking Hulu password after we decided we don't like a guy. Okay? Let us have that. Do you know how much money it cost me to just be okay in society? A lot of money. Give me my fucking streaming network after we break up.
Carried out of an ex-boyfriend's house in handcuffs. Oh yeah, you fucking pig.
Fuck you, patriarchy. I'm using the fucking password.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think that you can
women's rights.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That applies to this situation, but I like where your head's at, Sarah.
Thanks.
Thank you for calling in. I think that probably the move is to just if you see him posting a really sad picture on Instagram, you shouldn't use the Hulu account. But if you feel like he's in a good place, I think it's fine.
Yeah. And
okay. I'm probably going to stick with, I don't know if I feel comfortable branching out my wings to other shows.
I think that's right.
Okay, then if you don't, then you've got to get it new and you got to be free in your streaming.
Yeah, I should probably just stop being cheap, get my own streaming service at this point.
That you could do that too.
Solution.
I think Hulu with no ads is a great service. They're not a sponsor of this episode, but yeah. Thank you for calling into the show. I do appreciate it. I hope this has helped and you keep on crushing it out there.
So much. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye. Boom, Sarah.
Our first disagreement.
Basically, I've been spending time in my kitchen making all sorts of culinary excellence. And everybody's impressed. I've got dinner guests saying, what a nice chicken. I've got people saying, what a nice eggs that you made. And I gotta tell ya, it's all thanks to Masterclass, baby. I've been mainlining the Gordon Ramsay Cooking 1 class, and I've been absolutely loving it because he teaches you how to break down a whole chickie, and he teaches you how to make complicated dishes that I'm aspiring to make once I get good enough after watching the class. With Masterclass, you can learn from the best to become your best. Annual memberships start at $10 a month and you get unlimited access to every instructor, thousands of online lessons, exclusive content, insights, and much more. There are over 180 classes to pick from, like make compelling videos that go viral from Marquez Brownlee. He talks about lenses, cameras, how to make YouTube videos, all the way down to how to break down a whole raw chicken with Gordon Ramsay himself. How much would it cost to take one-on-one classes from the world's best? Well, with a Masterclass annual membership, it would only cost you $10 a month. So now you don't need to pay Gordon Ramsay for a one-on-one cooking class in your own home. What, $1,000 million? Now you can pay $10 a month and get access to classes from him, as well as all the other cool kids on the block. Get unlimited access to every class, and right now, as a Perfect Person listener, you can get 15% off when you go to masterclass.com/perfect. That's masterclass.com/perfect for 15% off an annual membership. Masterclass.com/perfect. Yeah, we never disagree.
Ever. We've never fought, ever.
We actually are not. It's so weird.
We just don't fight.
We don't even fight.
Sometimes when I meet those couples, I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, I couldn't relate less. I could not relate less to a couple.
What did we fight about the other day that was funny?
Oh, it's probably dumb. I mean, I feel like we're airing out our feelings live constantly. We're just two people. It's like we have a podcast.
Oh, we had a fight about the visor.
Do you have that in here, by the way?
Yeah.
Or did you leave it?
I think it's in Kendall's house.
Oh my God. I may need you to go get it. Can we describe what the fight was about?
No. Well, if people follow me on Instagram might see it.
Okay. So Sarah, and I want to make you feel seen here.
Yeah.
So Sarah, and you can tell me if I'm describing what happened accurately, actually.
Okay.
So Sarah Sarah had a laser treatment.
I spent IPL laser. It was like $400 to remove some sunspots. I'm getting older. Okay. I'll admit it. Whatever. I'm vain. I'm shallow. I'll do it all.
So, right.
And so they said to recommend to do it at the end of the summer, but I was like, bitch, I can't have these sunspots on my face one more fucking second.
Sure.
So they were like, okay, well then you shouldn't see the sun this summer.
Which I think is, by the way, like a crazy take. Like,
well, they were just like, try not to be in a lot of sun.
Sure, right. And so, like, to me, like the idea of trying to stay out of
And I was in the sun all of my 20s. If you're in your 20s,
right.
And someone told me, and I remember everyone's like, don't be in the sun. And I was like, yeah, okay, but I'm so hot right now.
But you're also like, yeah, you're a worker too. Like you like resodded our lawn in the blazing hot sun for hours by yourself, essentially.
Yeah, because I'm an idiot.
Yeah. So you have it in these two hilarious different buckets. Mm-hmm. The one bucket that is hilariously vain and makes me laugh. And then the other bucket where like you are genuinely a very hard worker. You'll sweat. You'll fucking get covered in dirt to get the job done.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Now, you wanted to get a visor.
Well, I played tennis and the hat wasn't doing it. I could feel the sun on my face. I could feel it. And when I walk the baby. When I walk with the baby.
When I walk with the baby.
I'm like, oh no. I'm like, oh, I feel the sunspots possibly coming back. So I wanted a big old visor.
Sure.
So I got these stupid Instagram ads. Oh my God, I've gotten so much stupid stuff off Instagram. And by the way, if you do that, they make it impossible to return things.
It's going to be like, hey, like we're going to sell you this. It's going to be so good, girl. Like only $35 plus $14 shipping. And if you try to email us, we're going to fucking egg your house.
Yeah. So
there's no way to get in contact with these brands.
So this is like some weird Chinese company. I don't know.
They're like pop-up shop. Like there's no.
But by the way, I took like a month deciding on this visor. I was like, oh, God, it's 50. Oh, I said it. It's
what? You said how much it was? Oh, because this is actually new information for me. Because Sarah told me, Sarah informed me that it was, I think you said $30. Right.
Yeah.
Which is, and as you just said, 50. So the visor was $50? Got it. So the visor itself.
So it took me a while to decide to order it.
And
Because I was like, okay, I'm trying to be good with money, whatever. But it was a big thing.
We have a new baby. We're trying to just like think about our finances to just be like, oh, like how can we plan ahead if we were ever to try to, you know. So the visor arrives and immediately I know that it is also not what Sarah thought it was going to look like. It's the dumbest
I look like a giant baby. I look like a giant baby. It's the dumbest thing I've ever bought. It does not look, I don't know if I bought the wrong hat or they sold, I got bamboozled, whatever. It's like the wrong fucking visor.
The visor arrives and when you're thinking visor. I look like a huge baby. You're probably thinking like, to me a visor is like something that you would wear.
Like a Kangol.
It's like a hat without a top.
Is that how you say it?
A Kangol hat.
Yeah.
Kangol. Samuel L. Jackson's always wearing Kangles.
Yeah.
So it's like a hat without the top part. But this is, I would not even describe it as a visor.
It was a giant sun hat. Whatever. The point is I should be able to buy whatever.
Picture the Handmaid's Tale bonnets.
Yes, yeah.
That is what it looks like.
All right, I look like a giant baby.
Yeah, it's a sort of a giant baby's bonnet. I think that it was because you also knew that it was a silly, frivolous purchase.
It was a dumb purchase.
But you didn't want to admit that at the time.
No, you asked me to return it and I freaked out because honestly, I don't know how to return it. I was like, I will not return this. I think this is a good item. And it was a bad item, but I don't know how to return it because that's on Instagram. I have emailed them. They have not responded back.
Right. And it's also one of those things where it's like, because you know this, I'm a firm believer that we should be able to buy silly things. We should be able to buy an extra latte, an extra treat, an extra little something, because I do think that like we are lucky enough to have a little bit of disposable income. I think that should be spent on silliness and fun and joy and treats. And the visor, the baby's bonnet,
it's sun protection, Miles. It's essential.
It's essential.
It's essential.
But having a sun protection is an essential act It was essential human. Honestly, sun protection is a human right.
It is a human right. And I need to protect this face because I got some bad sense. Anyways, I'm an idiot and I don't know how to return it.
No, it's okay.
That was a big fight.
That's fine. I think it probably also boils down to that we are not getting that much sleep. So we're both a little fussy, including.
Yeah, all three of us.
All three of us, you, me, and the baby. And now you have a baby's bonnet as well as the baby. And I would
so dumb.
Maybe for the Patreon, we can sort of put you in the visor.
It's so dumb. Yeah. I could do the rest of the episode and I don't care.
No, I don't think you should. I think you would
one needs to
I think
see
people
that.
would be shutting the episode.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
I think we're into some sort of baby kink play.
It's an upsetting hat.
It's a little bit of an upsetting hat. But anyway, everyone, we get into fights. We're normal.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Next caller, please.
Hi. So my two best friends broke up with each other. One is saying they maybe broke up. The other one sounds like it's a 100% fact, and I don't know what to do in the situation. I want to help them, but I don't want to get in the middle of it. Please help me. They're my good friends, and I don't want them to not be my good friends. Okay, goodbye.
Getting involved, Sarah. You and I are both people that love.
She's in trouble.
Yeah, she's in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
We love to get involved in a sort of deeply intimate way.
She doesn't want to be in the middle of it. She is in the middle of it.
I know, and it's tough because being in the middle of it, it can feel feeling included in a drama.
It's not good. So wait, they broke up, and one friend is like, "We didn't break up," and she's
the
like,
other friend's like, "Uh-oh, I don't know what to do." But they're also her best friends dating, which that's so complicated.
I think I have an idea what to do.
Okay, let's give her a ring here.
Why do you do that?
Hello.
Hello, you called perfect person, and I'm here to call you back. I'm here with Sarah Bonsignore.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Let me walk out of the store I'm in real quick.
Oh, no problem at all. Absolutely. Are you shopping?
I'm at a thrift store.
You work at the store? Or you own the store?
No, I'm just looking at stuff in the store.
Ah, what type of store? Is it like a clothing store or a gems and jewels store?
It's furniture, mostly.
It's furniture.
Crate and Barrel.
Crate and B. We love to see a little moi.
Okay, I'm out. I'm good.
Okay, you're out of the store and you're here to chat with us. What is going on in your life that you need help with?
Okay, so my two best friends, they just broke up like 2 days ago. I want to still be friends with them. One says that they might be broken up. I haven't talked to the other one yet. From what my friend number one says, it sounds like they're completely over, but she just doesn't want to believe in it. And I just don't know how to help them through it. And I've never been through a breakup, so I don't know what to do or how to help them.
No, you're in a tough spot. Okay, so one friend is like, we broke up, and the other friend is like, we didn't broke up, and they both told you this. Is this correct?
Yes.
What did you say to the other friend when they were like, I don't think we actually broke up, and you knew that wasn't the case? Were you like, yeah, for sure. Well, that's good to hear that there's still an opportunity there.
Oh, that's interesting. Why do you think you didn't break up?
Think that?
I mean, not that I would know anything.
I don't know. I single thing, girl.
No.
Well, she said she wants to get back together and she thinks they're going to. And I said just take some time to yourself, be separate for a while and then just talk to them.
Yeah.
And I didn't say really anything more than that about it.
Yeah. So I think your other friend, right? That's like, we totally broke up. Can you talk to them and be like, so I think she doesn't think you guys broke up. Maybe you need to clarify.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just be like, hey, heads up. What's her name? Clarissa told me that she thinks that you guys got a chance. So maybe you want to clarify.
I have talked to them again a little bit about it. I haven't tried to get too much specifically into their relationships.
Yeah, I get that too. Because you also
the problem is you are in the middle, whether you like it or not, because they're both telling you stuff.
But also, what are they asking you to do stuff, or they don't even care what you do? You're just sort of a renegade agent, jumping from team to team, being stirring, what's the word? Dissent. What are they asking from you? Are they like, hey, can you go talk to them and just sort of see? Are they putting that in your position, or are you putting yourself in that position?
I'm trying to keep myself out of it. Mostly they've just been talking to me about how they feel, which is all good and fine. But Clarissa's the one that wants to get back together, right?
Yeah. I think.
Is that what you decided?
Yeah. So it sucks because I get it, totally not wanting me in it. Like, before you know it, they're like blaming you. I totally get it. But I think sometimes it might be just helpful to Clarissa if you tell your other friend, like, you don't have to, but I think it's always like, just heads up, like Grace mentioned, maybe you want to clarify it. But if you also are like, hands off, I don't want to get involved at all, you totally, I think morally can just be like, not say anything. But
do you think that it's going behind someone's back to, like, if something like this is happening, what are the two names? Clarissa and Ashley. Clarissa and Ashley, if Clarissa says something and then you go to Ashley and you're like, well, I think that she's feeling this way. Do you think that's like a betrayal of friendship? Because I think that this is really interesting. When discussing things that involve everybody, my philosophy is that I don't want to, like, if someone tells me, hey, definitely don't say anything, I don't want to, like, say a secret ever.
Yeah, if she said that, like, definitely don't say anything, but if you're kind of like helping.
Yeah. Would you be like, well, yeah, like, do you think that she, like, are you trying to lead the witness a little bit without, like, saying what each other said?
Right, because you're worried. I see what you're saying. Are you worried that she's going to be like, hey, our friend told me that you think we're going to get back together. You don't want to be caught in that. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I know. I don't mean to be like sixth grade, but you can be like, don't say I said anything. But
no, I think actually that covers you. And
like, I don't want to get involved or anything, but I just want to give you a heads up. I think there might be some miscommunication going on.
Friendship court wise, the Miranda rights are don't say I said something.
Yeah.
I think that actually that does protect you.
Yeah.
Because like then.
But people break it all the time, Miles.
Yeah, but then they're the freaking ones.
But in the fight, they're like, I don't fucking care. You know who told me? Janice. Janice told me. I know.
But then Janice is being like, I said not to say anything.
Yeah, but then they'll be like, but then they'll be like, sorry, Janice, I had to in the moment.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that like if somebody was told me, this is so many levels of chess. If someone told me,
no one knows what we're talking about.
If somebody told me information that I had told someone else not to tell them, I probably would be like, I don't know, who cares? Depending on what it was. I don't know. There's so many secrets involved, Sarah.
You're just trying to help out your friend because basically you don't want your friend to have false hope.
You don't want to betray everybody, leaving you friendless.
Exactly.
But it's also hard to see someone have false hope, and then you're talking to your other friend who's like, "Ooh, so glad we broke up."
Yeah, and your other friend's like, "I actually think there's a lot of hope there. There's a lot of magic and a lot of hope." And she sent me an emoji.
Wait, actually, this has so happened to us, Miles.
What do you mean? Oh, by the way, it really has.
So, Janice, we had this friend, and he got broken up with, but he kept calling me, and I don't think he listens, so it's okay. But
he kept calling.
He kept calling, being like, "I really think I have like a chance. I know we're meant to be together."
Yeah,
and
like
then she would call to me literally like 10 minutes later and be like, "Yeah, I'm absolutely done. Like,
and if
it's
you're
never going to be
ours,
possible to get back together." And I'm like, "Oh my fucking!" So I would cop as well be like, I don't know. And he'd be like, why, did she say anything? And then I had to be like, no, she didn't say anything to me because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. It is really complicated, Janice. I totally get it.
But I think what we did, and by the way, if you're a friend and you're listening to this, it's not about you.
It's not about you.
It's about
get over it.
It's about the other person.
You're so vain. It's not about you.
Sorry, you're our friend and you're listening to the show and you're thinking, this is about me?
It's not.
It's actually not about you.
It's never about you, okay?
But I believe that, unfortunately, I think that the answer is that we are leading the witness to what we think is right, not what each other wants.
Wow.
But like in that situation, I believe we had already predetermined what was best for both of them.
I know, but also she was being like, we're done. And like, someone else.
God.
No, she was like, I like this other guy.
No, right. But because of that, like if that had happened and we felt like actually like they are meant to be together, our things we were saying would have been different. But what we did.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Janice, do you think they should be
should be together or no?
Oh, this is kind of a hard question.
Yes, Janice. You talking to me, Willis?
good together. I think they just have a lot of communication problems.
Well, obviously.
And
By the way, you're telling us.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're like when you're in between it.
We
yeah,
know,
because
Janice.
they're using you. And all right. I wonder if people agree with me. Do you think I'm serious?
She's serious, people.
I'm serious. Everyone, are you sitting down?
Are you sitting down
Okay.
for this?
Do you think, because I've done this, she was saying to you this information.
Uh-oh.
So Clarissa was telling you, Janice, like, maybe we could get back together, thinking that you were going to tell your friend Ashley, hoping that then would inspire. Because sometimes people tell people thinking they're going to tell that person to plant that idea.
that's a possibility that I haven't considered. I think she may have been too upset when she was telling me this. To, like, think that far out, though.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay. So this was sort of
I went
like,
too far.
this was close proximity to the event. So she wasn't necessarily, she wasn't pulling out the chessboard and doing the chess yet. She was still sort of just figuring it out. Got it.
It's hard because in your
She
position.
did text me not that long ago that Ashlyn was sending her goofy TikToks and that it's a good sign.
Okay, but here's the problem though. That is a good sign. Like Ashley, then your advice maybe, that's super tough. I think that you need to decide what you want from the situation and then advise them thus. Because I think that like, that is like, I feel like similar things would happen in the situation we were talking about where like there would be these mixed signals and then
because you still like your person, but also do you think sometimes I see a version where they're like, I mean, we're totally friends. The breakup is obviously done. I mean, I'm sending them goofy TikToks. Obviously that's not sexual anymore.
I'm sending them a goofy little cat TikTok.
That's definitely like, we're friends now, you know? And then they're like, oh my God, they sent me a TikTok. We're continuing our
They want me to laugh. They want me to feel joy.
Oh God, yeah. They can't stop thinking about me.
Yeah. I mean, I think that probably your advice, it sounds like they may be like, you have to decide whether or not you think on a fundamental level they should be together. And then the advice, you don't have to give that explicitly, but you just have to kind of like soften the edges on it. And by the way, you can also have that advice and be willing to be wrong. Like if your thing is like, I don't think you should be together right now. And then they get together another line and they're like, oh, that's actually great. Like that's fine. But I think you kind of need to decide not what is best for each of them individually because they're friends with you. They're both friends with you. So you need to decide like, do you think the relationship is good for both of them? And having a relationship be good for both of them means it can't be bad for one person. So if one person is voicing that they don't want to be in a relationship, oh my God, I just solved it. It's like a troll under a bridge. You know that thing that's like, there are 3 men. One of the men didn't die, but the other men killed one. And it's like a riddle.
Yeah.
If the relationship is bad for one of them, then they can't be together. So I think that your advice needs to be like to that point. If one of them has false hope that the relationship is coming back and the other one's like, I'm actually glad we broke up, you can't advise the other person that it's going to be okay because it's not going to be okay. The relationship is not good.
Yeah, no, but I think, does she tell Ashley?
Yes.
I think so too. Like, hey, I think
it's over.
Or do you ask Ashley to clarify with Clarissa because it's not your position to say, I think it's over because she'll be like, you don't get it. It's not you.
That's fine too, though. But I think it's your position to say your opinion. And then if they take it or leave it, that's up to them. You can be like, look, I love you either way.
It's really hard. It's
I
hard
love you
to
either way, but I just, because I've given this advice to the people that we're talking about.
You're harsh. You're harsh.
I can be, but sometimes, but hey,
you're
that's
harsh.
You're
a perfect person.
I'm a perfect person, baby. But I think that sometimes our like friends of ours who are going through situations, they need to hear like, look, I told a friend of ours like, hey, if you're looking for permission to break up with this person, you have it from me.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because it felt like the person wanted to break up. They were like,
right. Sometimes you need a friend to be like,
they were doing a pro and a con and this and then that. And like, I'm not sure if I whatever. And I just was like, look, if you're looking for permission, here it is. And it's like, if that person's taking that permission and being like, okay, then yeah, I need to do it. That's like, they needed to do it.
Janice, you're in the world of like, it's complicated with friends and breakups and all that stuff. And all you can do is like, sometimes advise and help. And then it's also, you're just going to see your friends hurting. But I always think if your friend is hurting, like Clarissa, and she has this false hope, I think you're doing it okay. It's okay to kind of smooth it over as a friend, either by telling Ashley, like, hey, maybe you need to clarify with Clarissa, or telling Clarissa, which is too scary for me, but like, hey, I think it's over. I'm sorry, because that's a harder. I think it's like, it's hard. It's hard to be a friend and see the breakups happening, but it's going to happen so many times in your life.
Oh, wait, it's so common. By the way, and also Janice, I think if you're worried about feeling like you're manipulating or playing God in the situation or like doing that, if you are listening with like empathy and you're talking and you're softly, gently guiding, that's not manipulative. What would be manipulative would be to be like, yeah, you should break up. This is what you should do. That's manipulative. But to be like, yeah, I don't know, like it sort of seems like it might be fading away, whatever. To listen with empathy and to guide your friends is just helping. That's not like being a backstabber or anything like that.
Okay, that's definitely helpful to hear.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you for calling in. We do appreciate it. And you have a fantastic day.
Yeah, you too.
All right, hope it goes well.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Sarah, well, that brings us to our final segment, a segment that we like to call Get Real.
You know, this music makes me cry. It's pathetic.
I know.
It just
really
makes me
does
cry.
I know. It pulls at the heartstrings.
It really does. It's so lame, but I really cry when I hear it.
Well, Sarah, you've been going to therapy recently. And also it feels like, you said this yesterday, I think, but baby's kind of getting a little easier to handle and take care of because he is like able to sit up on his own sometimes. And he's like heftier. Just like, it's the best way I can put it.
He's a big baby.
It's like, it's when you're holding like a thin little piece of glass, it's like you have to be very careful about how you move. And now we're kind of holding like a bag of meat. Yeah. You don't want to drop it because like, you know, there's some bones in there, but you gotta be, he's a little heftier and it's a little more fun. But what are some things that you're looking forward to in the next, and get ready for it, month?
The next month?
Yeah. I'm going to put a short leash on it because I want us to think up very presently. What are some things in our life that you're excited about doing in the next month that you think will bring you joy and you think will be like working towards something exciting?
You know, because the days are long.
The years are short.
The years are short, as they say. I've been doing this thing. I walk the dog at night because the dog is pretty jealous of the baby right now. So I got to give him some one-on-one time. And I take a little bit of an edible, and me and Birdie, the dog, we go on like a 45-minute walk. And it's like really nice to have like this reflective time to be like, whoa, like try to be mindful, right? And I'm looking forward to like expanding that way in this next month of like, I'm like figuring out who I am. It's like, I have like big changes that happen this year, you know, like the whole baby thing and everything. I'm like figuring out who I am. And I'm excited for baby to, I mean, every month he changes so much. Yeah. So you're like, you get a little piece of their personality each little bit. So I'm excited this month to see what new things come about, you know, what.
Yeah. I think I'm excited for you because I think you obviously had to spend a lot of time being pregnant.
Yeah.
And then a lot of time birthing our baby. And then a lot of time like recovering from that process.
Yeah. The recovery was brutal.
It was totally brutal. Yeah. And I think that like, I feel like, at least
I'm
I
finally
hope.
getting out of like that recovery. Like I'm getting stronger and I'm able to like, but like I met someone and she was like, oh my God, I just was like, I felt like myself right away. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
You're like, I do not relate to that.
I'm an ounce of a human compared to what I was. Like I'm starting to see myself a little bit. But you got to figure out how to get that longer.
It's my favorite part of the show.
It's so embarrassing.
No, I think I'm excited for that process because I feel like you have a lot of projects I'm excited for you to work on.
Yeah,
I'm going to start making some tickies.
I know. I keep saying I'm going to make TikToks and then we don't do them. But
I know.
We're going to do them. I'm excited to see myself come back out more because I've just been so like mom mode and I'm just like recovering from that fucking birth, man.
Fucking birth, dude.
You know what I'm talking about?
Literally, dude.
Literally, it's so
whack.
fucking nuts. But yeah, I'm slowly figuring out, like, I had my own rebirth, you know, not to be like the Phoenix and all that, but like figuring out who the hell I am now.
Yeah.
And that's exciting.
That is exciting. And I think like one of the things about having our lives move at least I feel like our lives have moved very quickly since I've known you. I feel that way kind of.
Yeah.
Like we got engaged and we got married and we moved in together and then we had a baby, and like I feel like a lot of those things happen very quickly, which means that there's lots of opportunities for rebirth. And I think I feel that I'm constantly kind of being thrust into new.
God, life is brutal, man. Like you just like you think you know you are, and then you don't. And you have to
I don't know.
constantly keep figuring it out, and like we're constantly changing and evolving, and like at the core we're always like us, but like it is different, you know.
Yeah,
and I have a hard time with change.
Yes, you do. Well, change, I think literally, I think you have a hard time with like changing rooms sometimes even.
I know, I'm not good at transition.
The transition of like, living room to bedroom. Like sometimes it's like, well, I get stuck. I get stuck in the living room today. And it's like, that's so interesting.
I don't know how to move to the next room.
Yeah. You like are like, this is my environment now. I live in the living room now. You're like, it's like how when you leave and your dog's like, they're going to be gone forever. You're like that. I'm in the living room now.
I do think that might be an ADHD thing.
I think it is.
I do think it is. I don't know how to get to the next room.
Yeah,
because I'm like, this is where I am now.
This is where I live. Well, Sarah, where can people, thank you so much for doing the show, by the way.
Oh, thanks for having me.
I love you very much.
I love you.
Where can people find you?
Mostly at my house, and
nice. Yeah, come to our address. We live at 111 Hollywood Sign Road.
Is that a joke that's been done a million times?
Classic bit.
You
talking to me, Willis?
At PT Bon on Instagram, and I guess TikTok, even though I haven't done much.
Yeah, TikTok. We got a piping hot. Tickies coming. Tomorrow we're doing one. It's gonna be huge.
Shut up. Yeah. We'll see. And then I'm hoping that my one-woman show I'll bring back next year.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I love you. Thanks for doing the show.
I love you.
Go follow Sarah at PT Bon everywhere. And if you're out there and you're wondering, how do I be amazing? Just remember that perfection is only a call away.
That was a Headgum podcast.